Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Lazlow the MST Guy, and welcome to the show. Today we're going to be looking at Mystery Science Theater 3000 KTMA number 14, Mighty Jack. Yep, Sandy Frank is back with another Japanese TV show spliced together to make our movie. What? Oh, yeah. Before we get started, let me properly introduce my new robot, AB6974. Now, if you saw my last episode, he had a little bit of a little cameo, but he wasn't properly introduced, so without further ado, say hello to the internet.
Hello, internet. How the fuck are you?
That's quite the potty mouth you have there.
You're the one who freaking programmed me.
Yeah, I did, but I don't know. Is it that George Carlin subroutine that I installed the other day? Anyway, where's Simon? He should be here for the introduction of the episode.
Are you daft? You know you only have one puppeteer on this show, and she is controlling me right now.
That's a good point.
I've changed.
Not that quickly. It doesn't count.
You've got to stop it.
It doesn't make sense. You're killing us, Clay. We're not mad scientists. We're just angry.
Forget it. It will cost too much to change the letterhead. My God, I wake up this morning, I've got a mad scientist for a partner, and now you've turned into Florence Henderson.
I think the Mads really are mad. What do you guys think? The movie begins with a whimsical game of golf when the team gets a call from HQ, and just like that, they're on their way.
At least they're at Epcot.
Roger.
Is that a tree or somebody's leg?
Where are you going?
The group converges in their submarine airplane ship thingy and prepare to depart.
Start submerging procedure.
The ship bay is flooded and the team takes off. The sub sprouts wings and they take off into the sky.
Present speed, Mach 2.
It turns out this was just a training exercise, and the team returns to base, and we get our opening credits.
Mighty Jack! Oh.
After the opening credits, we're treated to a narration explaining the basic premise of the show, or movie in this case.
The organization, known as Q, equipped with the most advanced weapons, is determined more than ever to pursue its goal of complete conquest of the Earth.
Q? Really? The terrorist organization is called Q? I am not going to make a Star Trek joke. If only there was an organization to combat this terrorist organization.
Men and women to combat the organization known as Q and stop their fiendish plans to rule the world. This team will be codenamed Mighty Jack.
Meanwhile, at the Eiffel Tower...
Tokyo, 10 a.m.
Oh. So Mr. Atari, yes, that is his name, is shown leaving a bar. I promise you, this will start to make sense. Eventually.
Won't you stay with me a few more minutes?
He's heading down the highway when he's kidnapped.
Just go around.
So, with Mr. Atari kidnapped, Mighty Jack is called into action.
I want you to rescue a certain man. He disappeared suddenly near Paris. He's very important to Mighty Jack. It could be a dangerous mission, so be careful.
The team spends the next few minutes discussing Mr. Atari. Apparently he was carrying some secret transmitter.
Mr. Atari was carrying a secret transmitter
You know the frequency?
on the 20-meter band.
The team takes off in their jet in hopes of picking up on the transmitter that Mr. Atari has. After a few minutes of searching, Mr. Atari assembles the transmitter.
He had that in his chest the whole time.
Lazlow, this movie is hella dumb.
Yeah, it's kinda slow. Not much happens right now, but just keep watching. It will pick up.
It better, if you know what is good for you.
Yeah, right. So the guys in the Mighty Jack jet pick up on the signal.
Try to get the general direction. Pacific Ocean.
They determine that Mr. Atari is on an island, and Mighty Jack is called in to rescue him. Meanwhile, Mr. Atari is questioned by Q.
Mr. Atari,
What do you want?
I want you to tell us about your mission.
Never.
Please don't make it difficult for us. As long as you cooperate, no harm will come to
Run
you.
some bolts through him.
Hey, AB6974, you take this one.
It is now time for a host segment.
Nice job.
Fight me.
Do you think it's funny?
No. Well, what do you think is funny?
Well, I think it'd be funny if you were all welded together and then we're wearing women's foundation garments.
Oh,
Oh.
good idea.
Now that's funny.
Hey Joel, neat transition.
Hey, AB6974. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because I tried to stab it in the eyeball with my knife. Ha ha ha.
No. Let's try another one. What is black and white and red all over?
Piano keys with ketchup on them. Ha ha ha.
Not quite. Let's try one more. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That is easy. 42. And don't call me Shirley. Ha ha ha.
Thanks, folks. See you next time.
Oh, drop that. So one of the Mighty Jack team members goes in and rescues Mr. Atari.
I was sent by Mighty Jack to rescue you.
Really?
Why don't you jump for joy?
Instead of jumping for joy, I'm crying at your stupidity.
What stupidity?
You came to free me, but all you did was imprison yourself.
What?
Way to go, Jerry. What a tool.
Hey, be nice. There's no way he could have seen that coming. Anyway, Jerry does call for help.
Mighty Jack love
Calling Mighty
rich
Jack.
toasted biscuits.
Calling Mighty Jack, it's Jerry.
Mighty Jack, I see you finally made it. Where's the installation?
On the south side of the island.
One of his mighty teammates heads to the island to rescue him when it's night. It's day. It's night again.
What lazy-ass filmmaker made this stripe?
Okay, that's it, mister. You go to timeout. Finally! At 40 minutes into the episode, we finally get some action scenes.
I think the bulk of the budget was spent on this sequence alone.
Oh, hey, Simon, how are you doing this week?
Good. How is this week's episode so far?
Not bad. It's kind of a strange one this week. Take this for example.
Yeah.
Tommy, let's go back to the island.
Yes, sir.
Hey, wait a minute. Did they get him off the island?
Yeah.
It happened during the commercial, I guess.
So, with Mr. Atari apparently rescued, they bomb the shit out of the island, and I believe this concludes the first episode of Mighty Jack. But don't worry, we still have the second episode to contend with.
You have not destroyed us, Mighty Jack. We will retaliate for this.
You have only made us stronger.
Powerful. Q will return and annihilate you forever.
And so, we learn why Mr. Atari was so important.
Allow me to introduce Major Harold Atari, Mighty Jack's new commander. He will assume his duties as of today.
Wow! I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, what a twist, huh? And with that, we get our next host segment.
Oh. Punky Brewster, does anybody think this is funny?
Now, the robot on Lost in Space. Now, that was funny. Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
Now, that was funny.
So as the second half of the movie begins, a sudden wave of terrorist attacks are hitting a number of capital cities. Then this happens.
Save us! We're turning to ice! Please save us! Please!
That must be Mr. Freeze.
Please!
And who could be behind these attacks?
It's Q again.
Once again, Team Mighty Jack heads out to do whatever it is that they do. They discover Q's new lair at the North Pole when they come up with their best plan to date.
That was Q, all right.
Tree
A
flock.
clever hiding place.
Don't say flock, okay?
We'll just wait till we're ready to
cool
attack.
Brilliant plan. Thanks, Napoleon.
Nice reference there. I think you're finally starting to get this. Anyway, two guys head out to scout the area.
Scrambled eggs?
They're working on it. That's what they're scouting for.
Good kick on that guy.
Some thugs try to rob Mighty Jack's secretary when she's saved by a mysterious stranger.
Thank you for rescuing me.
Nothing. Don't even mention it.
I'm going to write a song about you.
Something annoying you?
You're Manuel Perez.
Phew! Good to know the secretary is safe. Next, we see a reporter entering the fake storefront where Mighty Jack hangs out.
I see you have a rather special
Do you think
interest.
Woozy Cower?
Mighty Jack interests you too, I guess.
He looks like Frank Conniff.
Wait! What did Crow just say?
He looks like Frank Conniff.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Learning with Lazlow. Frank Conniff. According to Wikipedia, he's a native New Yorker, but found himself in Minneapolis during the 80s following a little stint in rehab. It was during this time that he found work at some local comedy clubs where he met Mike Nelson, Trace, and Bridget of Mystery Science Theater. He may not be on the show yet, but it's interesting to see Crow reference him this early in an episode. Anyway, that's it for this edition of Learning with Lazlow. We'll see you next time. Suddenly, a sniper shoots through the window and grazes the reporter.
Are you all right, Roberto?
They chase after the sniper, but he gets away. But they do find a very interesting bullet.
Same results as before.
Is that so?
We raised the heat to 800 degrees without melting it, or even altering its molecular structure.
Time for another host break.
Oh, 7-10 split. That's going to be hard to beat.
Here we are at the 5th frame. Crow is staring at a nasty 7-10 split for the Intersatellite Championship. Good hook. It's looking good. It is.
Bingo!
All
right. Oh, that puts me over a 90.
They take the bullet to a local doctor. He denies having created it, though he does possess the ability to create it. He also tells the Mighty Jack team that his office was recently broken into and the thieves stole all of his research paperwork. More importantly, he also tells them that he has a son, Fritz. Meanwhile,
During the war, I was sent to school in Italy. My parents thought I'd be more sheltered there. I never saw either of them again. They both died in Vietnam.
turns out the reporter is working for Q, and he has discovered the secret entrance to Mighty Jack's secret hideout.
Mighty Jack.
The reporter awakens Q's mystery sleeper agent.
Hello, Father.
Fritz.
He doesn't write, he doesn't call, and then he comes and pulls a gun on his dad.
Fritz? Wow. I mean, just wow. I mean, to introduce a new character this far into the movie and have him be the twist is just brilliant. Or is it?
How much did they give you to betray me and work with those monsters?
You've never acknowledged the work that anyone else did. All those years, you took the credit.
The team finds where Fritz and the other members of Q are meeting up when Roberto, the reporter, accidentally outs himself as an agent of Q.
I'm sure Fritz will show up.
Yes.
Roberto. That's why they call him Fritzy Fresh.
It's strange you only mentioned Fritz. You should have said Dr. Takibana and Fritz.
I see.
It's not true.
All right, Mr. Q.
Fritz and the other Q agent break into Mighty Jack's headquarters.
We'll surprise them. Come on.
Having fun?
Always.
And loving it.
Oh boy, finally some action.
Yeah, but at this point, I think it's too little too late.
But we do get to see the other Q agent get killed.
Drop it!
Fritz gets cornered and blows himself up.
Oh, what?
Finally, Q's ultimate plan is revealed.
They're going to destroy the island in Amori Bay.
With the freezing process?
Mighty Jack heads back to Q's headquarters and they bomb the crap out of him.
Launch rocket!
I said lunch. Not launch.
And Mighty Jack wins.
They stopped firing. We got them. We got them.
In what is probably one of the more disturbing endings, the leader of Q shoots himself.
Uh-oh. I'd like to see Spielberg beating up Sandy Frank.
Joel and the bots head out of the theater for the episode's final host segment.
Hi, everybody. It's our last segment, and that means it's time for the viewer mail.
Tom Servo's female call.
Put it up,
Just to this
Cambot.
letter, it's a lovely letter.
Oh, we got a picture in it.
This young lady here is madly in love with you, and her friend Mike wrote to you and says and tells you that she likes you. And
Let's
I
see the
quote
letter,
from
Cambot.
I quote from the letter.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, KTMA number 14, Mighty Jack. This is not a good episode. As I've said in the past, these TV show movies are really hard to follow, and this one, it really takes the cake. I can see what they were trying to do with this movie, but unfortunately, it just fell flat. The two plots are just dull, and they don't really match up very well. Now, with all episodes of MST, you really have to take into consideration that the movie is edited by the MST team to fit their running time, so sometimes we are left with some plot holes thanks to this editing, but with today's movie, I'm just going to blame it on the movie. As far as the theater riffing, it wasn't bad, but since the movie was slow, the riffing is slow. The host segments weren't bad again, but nothing from this episode really stands out. In my next episode, I'll be looking at Mystery Science Theater 3000, KTMA number 15, Superdome. See Tom Selleck like you've never seen him before. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at lazlowmstguy@gmail.com or head over to layoffproductions.com. I'm also on Facebook too. So until next time, I'm Lazlow the MST Guy, and I'm your host for all things Mystery Science Theater 3000. Say goodbye, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
All right. See you, everybody.